Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my personal fleet carrier, my second look, Beta 2. Well, we're going to do some planetary exploration. That's always fun, where we roam around in the SRV. So let's do that. But before we go, if you'll look to the bottom of the video to the right, you'll see my subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. It's not the premium service or anything like that. It's the free version, and it keeps you updated when I put out additional videos, and eventually it's going to help me with YouTube, where we get some sponsorship from YouTube, and we could use it because our finances are a mess. We have all kinds of problems. So underneath the video in the description, you'll find ways of donating. So please consider donating. Also, and underneath the video to the left, you'll see our YouTube channel page, GFM_RDG, where there's over 650 more videos that were just created since January. So it's all newer content. So make sure that you visit our YouTube channel. Well, let's get started. Let's go find us a planet that we want to land on. Probably take the one closest to the sun, so it will take us just a little bit to get there, but why not?
Landing gear retracted.
Disengaged. The launch underway.
Let's see what we can find here. Go to the system map, go to the first planet up here that has a blue ring around half of it. That's where we'll go. We'll take the first one, and we'll wind up probably doing all of them. Well, we certainly don't want to go through the rings or the planet. That wouldn't be a good thing. Move over. I'm glad we caught it in time, that we didn't smash into the rings. That would not be good. It might make for good video, but it wouldn't be good. I have about a 13 million rebuy, so nope, don't like that idea. So let's get over to A1 planet and land on it and see what's there. We always like seeing what's there. Most of it's just going to be raw materials, but we need raw materials too for synthesis. In Beta 1, for some reason, the limpet controller wasn't working on my fleet carrier or any other fleet carrier I tried to land on. So we had to make limpets. Right? And the way you do that is you come into modules, you go down to the cargo rack, and you, with iron and nickel, you can make limpets. So we could make 24 limpets. Oh, 400. Oh my goodness. You can create 400 limpets with just, wow. It was never like that before. They added to that. So just 10 iron and 10 nickel, we can make 400 limpets. That's crazy. Okay. Cool. It was only 4 last time in Beta 1. That's 400. Wow. Might have to make some. Take them back to the ship. Just use those. That's pretty crazy. I like that synthesis, and I have other videos on synthesis too, and I talk about it all the time. Should get very familiar with synthesis. Probably should see right on our fire groups. No, we don't have a surface scanner. Okay, that's fine. Should have one on this. But before we go back to the ship, I probably will make 400 limpets and just store them. I kind of like being on the sunny side. Sunnier side. So let's check it out. Because that's what we do, we check it out. It's fun running around on planets though. So if you don't have the Horizon DLC, you need to go ahead and pick that up. You have to have the Elite Dangerous module and the Horizons module to land on planets. You might be able to see the blue ring. Well, it kind of disappeared. It'll probably come back. There's a blue ring that shows up at times. So it's just a way of them saying, yep, you can land on this one. I like to go where there's different textures. Yep, there's the blue ring again. That could be a little rough in there, but there's lots of different textures, and I like that. So we'll try to find a place to land. But be sure to press that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I appreciate all my subscribers. But I need about 16 times more subscribers than I currently have. Because YouTube has just gone crazy about how many they require. It's nuts. A little closer to the mountainous area. There we go, we're coming out of Super Cruise, and that's fine. This will be an okay place. Take us down roughly 5 kilometers. Maybe a little more, but that's okay. What we like doing is doing a scan around so you can see what's here. We are descending. The gravity could be high too. You have to watch our elevation. Because we are still descending pretty fast. Okay, we're going to have to sys alternate. Be ready for that. Try to slow our descent down. Okay. This is looking kind of crazy there for a minute. See what we got. Sys alternate. Sys landing.
Landing gear deployed.
Is this alternate? Trying to move over to the right because it's a little smoother over there. Let's see if we can land in here. You gotta watch that descent though. It's sure acting like the gravity's heavy. You don't want to descend too fast. You'll slam into the planet and depend on your shields to protect you. You don't always want to depend on your shields to protect you. There we go. It says we can possibly land right here. Okay, we have landed. Sys down. And we have 4 SRVs. Deploy. And they're the same color as our ship. Or all of our ships except for the Sidewinder. I don't think I ever did. Yeah, this thing will drop us. It drops us. Okay. Let's see which way. Maybe this way. It's kind of far over there. Get a little bit away from the ship before we turn around. Sys ship. Sys ship.
Ship dismissed.
It'll send it into orbit until we recall it again. Or it'll circle the sun or whatever it might do. Till we recall it. Okay, well that's a lot of fun. Let's see our galvanized cobalt SRV2 and see, we see materials on that back radar. Probably should do a circle around just to see what's here. And what we've seen, this is an uninhabited system. So it's pretty much just materials most of the time. We'll see a crash ship every once in a while. And we'll have to shoot stuff like rocks. Unfortunately, we can't shoot skimmers and stingers most of the time because they're not here. Because it's uninhabited. And yes, I use a VR headset, and it could cause you motion sickness even by watching the video. So if you have trouble watching the video, which we've had a few viewers to have trouble, just don't stare at the video. Maybe listen a little more, glance over every once in a while, see what we're doing. Now, over time, you'll get used to it. So we shoot the rocks. It's manganese. We have 52 of 250 of manganese. And sys scoop. Okay, that's the right one. We have to select them. See where the next one's at, right there. Sulfur, like 92 I think we had. That right panel, lower panel will show you how many you've got. Nickel, 65 of 300. We use that to make limpids also. Yep, nickel and iron, I believe, to make limpids. Well, we can only carry 2 limpids on the SRV, so we need to do it in the ship. But 400 limpids that we can make just on 10 pieces of nickel and 10 pieces of iron. That's pretty incredible. Okay, so let's go find some more materials. So materials are very important. Sis dark. I don't like having my lights on. So it's fun to run around the planet. Make sure you press that subscribe button though. I need that. That and donations and view time. So I need all of that. So if you could help us out, we'd really appreciate it. More nickel. We had 71 out of 300. Manganese 55 out of 250. And vanadium 62 out of 250. 250 means it is a grade 2, and that's all we can carry is up to 250. Then you have to go to Material Trader and move things around. And we have 62, and it adds about 3 every time you collect some. So it is very important to come out and collect materials for your synthesis. See, we could stay down on the planet indefinitely because we could also refuel the SRV. We can rearm, so the bullets, and we can repair it, all from synthesis. So it's pretty neat. Of course, we won't stay down that long, so. Yeah, I like the engines being a little bit less, just barely. Because it keeps them from sliding as much. But yeah, I like the update they did on the limpids synthesis. Before it was only 4. You only got 4. Now you get 400. It's like, okay, that sounds good. We'll put some of that in storage. We'll put 400 in storage. So if the controller wasn't working, or the limpid where you purchase the limpids on the fleet carrier, we would have some in storage. We're going to have to move around. Come in from the opposite side, which is kind of common. Okay, that worked. Yeah, the gravity's not super heavy, but it's heavy. I mean, they don't stay up very long. See what we got. See, when the signal's spaced out like that, it means it's further away. Might not have much choice. And the bottom radar, you can tell how bumpy it's going to become. And you can see if there's a cliff that you would fall off if you didn't watch what you were doing. There's no cliffs at the moment, but it is a little bumpy until we get past this part, and then it'll smooth out a little bit. Planetary Exploration makes good videos, and we get quite a few viewers watch them, so it's always a good thing to do, because everything is run by the viewers, what they want to see within my comfort zone. Gotta make sure we do the comfort zone part. Well, but we'll hang out in this system for a little while, probably 3 or 4, maybe a week. Then we'll move around a little bit in that it's not last week, because this goes for almost 2.5 weeks. But we might do some things in our main account, but so we're not wasting it. Like when we're collecting materials, this is not helping our main account. This is only because we're using the fleet carrier, and you get to see how the benefits of having a fleet carrier and things like that. Because we're in an uninhabited system, but we have fuel, repair, rearm. I have all of our assets with us, are close by in the fleet carrier. And there's some outcrop. The higher signals, see, it's got like double bars, and they're much higher than the stuff to the left. That's an outcrop, and that usually means there's more material in them than there is in the others. Do need to make sure the recording's working, because we've had it just to stop for some reason at times. It is currently working, so that's a good thing. And if you want to watch more, you can watch my personal fleet carrier, my first look. That was beta 1. They have made some changes for the better in beta 2 that I like. I would like to have material traders on the fleet carrier. So you can move materials around. That's an outcrop. But the motion sickness, oh, it affected me bad right at first, and I could only play for about 15 minutes at a time. But then after a few weeks, it got less and less, and now it doesn't bother me at all. Sulfur and phosphorus makes fuel in synthesis. But I really like the VR headsets. This is a 4K, so it's pretty good. They do have 8Ks, but I certainly can't afford one. So if anyone has extras, or your financial situation is better, if you could possibly donate one, like the HP Reverb or one of the others that are 8K, that would be awesome. Because if we can get the support, we'll definitely make the videos. Right now, it's all out of our own pocket, which is very difficult because we don't make a whole lot. So need all the help we can get. We're hoping someday this will pay off and will be a supplement to our income. But so far, nope. No comprende. Or, well, that's probably not the correct use of that, but it's usually don't understand, I believe. Or you don't comprehend. I butcher English enough. I certainly don't need to be trying to butcher other languages too. But that's really what the exploration here is. Now we go to Dab's Hope. Oh yeah. We can do some bounty hunting there. We'll probably do some of that. But because we only have the fleet carrier for 2 weeks, we like to use it the best we can. We probably will take the fleet carrier out to Dab's Hope in Jameson crash site and gather some encoded materials at Jameson and manufactured materials at Dabs. You can also at both collect raw materials. It's kind of a rough area, so it might be a little tough for the ship to get in here, but we'll probably do it anyway. Sis, ship. Try to bring back the ship and create some of those limpids and take them and offload them onto the carrier. We'll have to find out where the ship actually goes, because it's not the greatest of terrain, so it's supposed to land no matter what, even if it has to hover. It's that way. You see the upper level bars, and that's because it's our ship. And it is 1.2 kilometers. It says we're lawless because there's no law here. So if someone destroyed us, they could not get a bounty on them because there's no law here. This is uninhabited. It says I have a competent combat rating. We still need to work on that. And we're about 930 meters away from the ship. Woohoo! Now we went flying. Going a little fast. Down to 720. Well, at least he can find a place. But be sure to press that subscribe button. I really need that. Doesn't cost you anything. You get notified when I create more videos. And underneath the video, consider donating. That would really help us too. Okay. Is this down? And it'll pull us up. Yeah, we're going to make some of those limpids before we get back to the ship. Or back to the fleet carrier. Is this right? Because I think that's awesome. We can create 400. Resupply limpids. We'll see if it really does create 400. No, it gave us 4. Gave us 4 limpids. It says it's going to give us 400. What's the deal with that? Create plus 400 limpids. So what's the deal? Oh, I was going to get excited. And it's a misprint. But at least you can make them if you have to have them. But it didn't take away from our iron and nickel. We're just making them and we still have 10. Well, that's kind of weird. We'll make some. Especially since it's not taking away... Oh, current. Okay, it takes 10 and our current is 8653. Okay, well that's all we're going to do for now because we can get them. We created 16 of them. Well, I was going to get real excited if there's going to be 400. Okay, well let's get going. Is this alternate? Is this landing?
Landing gear retracted.
Wait for the mass lock.
Frame shift drive charging.
And then we'll get back to the fleet carrier.
4, 3.
That's always fun. I like doing planetary exploration. Is this left? Okay, we're going to go back that way. Check everything out, make sure we're all good. Okay. Checking everything out, all seems to be okay. So if you're looking for the RGFC, sys left, this system up here, Reg QIA DTQ B321, you'll find us. And you can donate tritium if you wish, or you can sell it to us for less than half what the going rate is, either way. So that's the best way to support the fleet carrier. And what you do in beta stays in beta. It doesn't affect your live account. And you can land on our fleet carrier. It's open to everybody unless you have a notorious status of greater than 0. And just trying to keep pirates away. And I think NPC pirates will hang out if you allow notorious. Now this is an uninhabited system, so probably not going to get much here. And I keep a log of basically what we're doing. So for in June, when we can purchase fleet carriers permanently, you know, where to buy the fleet carrier, where the first place we go to load tritium. Then we pull over all of our assets. We'll come to the Sothis area and pull all our assets over and all kinds of stuff. But I do appreciate you coming along. Again, please press that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you. You get notified when I put together more videos, and it does help me in the future with YouTube. Underneath the video, in the description toward the bottom, you'll see ways to donate. Please consider donating. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel page, GFM_RDG, where you will find more than 650 more videos to watch. It's all since January, so it's all newer content. So be sure to come along. Those that have subscribed, I really appreciate your support. And those that comment, I appreciate your comments also. And I believe this is the 6th episode, so there's like 5 more episodes that you can watch. We have to watch it to make sure we're not on the other side, but I believe it is on this side. Or we'd have already had a partial dotted line. Is this left? Well, I really enjoy having a fleet carrier. I will be purchasing one in June.
Docking request accepted. Maintain an appropriate speed during approach. Request
Yep.
accepted.
And watch our last video when we purchase and transport tritium. The fleet carrier had to shoot at someone, and so did the security forces. So toward the end, or around 60-70% of that video, watch in there. That was pretty interesting. We had to eventually go into the hangar because of friendly fire, I think. I never saw who they were shooting at, but they were shooting at somebody. And cell phones, even in space. Can't get away from them. Even when you're in deep space. And it's spam calls. All the time. But yes, you should watch that. And the fleet carrier seems to be a little erratic. It just kind of shoots everywhere. So,
Landing gear
But-
deployed.
but they're really nice. And I'll be spending some ARXs too. I have like 81,000 ARXs. And I'm ready to spend it on the fleet carrier. I want galvanized cobalt. And you can get different front ends for it. So I definitely want a different front end. So I'd like to see everything they have for it. The kits that they have available. And it would be neat if you could buy more modules to connect to it.
Docking confirmed. Ship at dock. Welcome, Commander.
Like for a larger fuel tank and larger storage area. I don't have to have 16 landing pads, so that's not necessary. Nope, I don't really need to do that. Sis, right? What I do need to do is move those limpets we created. Sis, right? Sis, right? It wants you to pause before you ever say anything else, or it gets so confused. Okay, so now we have 88 limpets in storage just in case we have trouble. Okay, now we're done. We have 15,873 tritiums. And in the next video, we'll probably do some more asteroid mining. So be sure to watch those too. So until next time, make sure you come along, make sure you subscribe, and consider donating and watch more of our videos. So until then, thank you for watching.